Hi there, this is Mark Idelman, the speech pathologist who can make a rock talk. And welcome to this edition of Teaching of Talking. This is a blog that we're putting up on the Teaching of Talking blog site. And I've been asked to put a daily blog, and I'm putting in daily video blogs into our website and sharing with people across the country and around the world certain concepts that I think are very, very important that deal with caregivers, that deal with speech pathologists, that also deals with the stimulation of language. Well, let's have a conversation today about something that is a little bit on the sensitive side. Today is Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day 2012 in the United States. And it's a very wonderful holiday for many people around the country. However, there are members of families who cannot be together today because of extenuating circumstances. Our mothers may not be alive, or our mothers may be in nursing homes, or they may be ill, or they may be alive and well. Sometimes we're not able to be with our mothers or our family because we have other responsibilities, and we may be living in other places in the country. So what can happen for some of us, and it can happen even for me, and it can happen for you, is that on a day like this we may wake up and have a certain degree of a sense of loss or a certain sadness because we're not with our mothers and we're not with our family members. And if you're a caregiver, I'm sure that you wake up some mornings also, and there may be a sadness or a feeling of being heartbroken or a sense of loss because your mate or someone that you love may have had a stroke, and now you're caring for them and they've lost many very crucial abilities. Sometimes the ability to speak, sometimes the ability to walk, toilet themselves, etc. So it can be a little bit overwhelming. So there are mornings when we may arise and be overwhelmed or sad. And so this particular edition of this blog today is called Be in Conversation. And Be in Conversation is a method of dealing with breakdowns or dealing with sadness or dealing with having a heart that's broken. And the way you deal with those kinds of issues is that you get into conversation with someone. You get into conversation with someone that you love or someone that you respect or someone that you admire. And what the prescription is for you is to call up someone that you particularly care for and just speak to them and share with them what's going on with you, or just get into conversation with another person and find out what's going on with them. The most important thing is that when you're feeling overwhelmed or sad, that you reach out and that you get into conversation, because almost anything can happen with conversation. You can achieve a great deal with conversation. A lot of times in conversation, you can share something that will be of great benefit to somebody else. And sometimes in conversation, a person can say something to you that will have great benefit for you, because conversation is like anything else. It's sharing. It's sharing who you are or allowing someone to share with you. And I'm going to tell you, being overwhelmed or sad or heartbroken is something very, very, very difficult to tolerate. And it's something very difficult to accept. So the idea here and the recommendation for you, whether or not you're a caregiver or a speech pathologist or just about anybody, is that when you feel anxious or when you feel overwhelmed, reach out. Reach out to someone in conversation and do either one of two things, or even more if you care to, is number one, is find out how that person is. Listen to how they are. Even though you're feeling bad, call them up, get into a conversation with them, find out what's going on with them, reach out, see if there's anything that you can say to comfort or love the other person, and that's one way. Or see if you can share something that might be on your mind with someone. If there's something that's deeply saddening you or something where you're really anxious, get into conversation with someone else too and see if maybe they can help you. See if you can express yourself and share with them what's going on with you. Because sometimes just the opportunity and the actual experience of sharing with someone can get off of your chest whatever was there. And remember that someone may be able to share with you something that will be very, very important that will help you, or that you may be able to share with someone else something very, very important. And I know there are many of you who are blogging and doing things like this. But the most important thing is conversation. Now, we're working in conversation and working with speaking. And you know that my book is coming out, The Teaching of Talking. And the reason why I wrote that book is because talking is so very, very important for all of us. Talking is a way that we share. Talking is a way that we make a request to somebody. And you can imagine what it's like, and you probably know what it's like when there's someone who has lost the ability to talk. And so what I'm suggesting to you is, as a caregiver, or as a loved one, or as a speech pathologist, is use your ability to talk and get into conversation with someone when you're sad or when you're overwhelmed, and see if you can share something with that other person that will be of benefit to them. An old friend of mine, Dr. Greg Cheatwood, used to say, you can't row somebody across the river without getting over there yourself. Or speak to somebody again who you can share what's going on with you, and know that there's lots of people out there who sometimes just come up with the right thing to say that help us and that make things better. So this is Mark Ittleman, the speech pathologist who can make a rock talk. Make sure that you talk. Make sure that you get into conversation when you're experiencing a breakdown or overwhelm. It's so very important. Share yourself. Receive from other people. It's so critical, and it will help you greatly. Whatever you do, don't stay by yourself. Don't stay quiet. Don't keep yourself locked up with your speaking. Express yourself. Express yourself to people that you know, people that you admire, and share. And that will help you. It will help you greatly. Again, this is Mark Ittleman, the speech pathologist who can make a rock talk. Come see us at teachingoftalking.com. And thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon on our blog site. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.